Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. This is the UFC 270 post fight. As you guys know, I do a post fight, live post fight immediately following all the pay per views. So here we go. We got a lot to talk about. UFC 270 just ended. The main event was Francis Ngannou versus Ciryl Gane. Before I get into the fights, which I think we could be on here for 3 hours tonight talking about them. On these live post fights, I go over my post fight reactions. I talk about the fights, and I do not read the chat until the end. At the end, I will read the chat. If you guys have a question, put it in the chat. I will read it after I'm done giving my thoughts. If I try to read through the chat while I'm giving my thoughts, it ends up just confusing me, and I can't think straight and give my proper thoughts. So I'm going to give you my thoughts on the fight, mainly the two title fights, maybe a couple other fights I might talk about briefly. And then towards the second half of the video, I'm going to try to read through all the chat, but at least like 90% of your questions and answer your questions. Do me a favor, if you guys haven't already, make sure to like the stream. I greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're not subscribed, if you're new to the channel, subscribe and turn on notifications. I do a bunch of prediction videos, as well as like post fights and stuff like that. And also, if you guys want to support the channel, you can become a member. The link is in the description. Access to our members only Discord, as well as custom loyalty badges and custom emojis. That's pretty much it for all that stuff. Let's get into the fights. First off, Francis Ngannou versus Ciryl Gane. What a interesting. I think the word for it is an interesting main event. And let me just come flat out and say this right away. And maybe it doesn't make a lot of sense, but Francis Ngannou versus Ciryl Gane was a terrible fight, but I enjoyed it very, very much. And, I'll explain that first. What I mean by that is the tension when they were standing. It still made it exciting. Now knowing and looking back that nothing really lands, it was a terrible fight, but still it was exciting throughout as far as the anticipation of what was happening. There were some momentum swings. I enjoyed the fight. It's not something I'm going to go back and rewatch a million times, but overall, I enjoyed Francis Ngannou versus Ciryl Gane. Let's briefly go over the fight. Round one, Ngannou showed some great takedown defense. Even in the clinch, she appeared stronger than Ciryl Gane. I have a couple notes here that I'm kind of reading off to recap the rounds. Ciryl Gane landed a good spinning back kick. I think this was a spinning back wheel kick. No, that was in the second round. That was a spinning back kick to the body that he landed, and then a knee to the body also of Ngannou. So Gane, that first round was very, very close, but it wasn't super active. Gane looked like he shot on a couple takedowns. One was timed very well, and it was stuffed by Francis Ngannou. And I picked Francis Ngannou. I thought he would win by a third round TKO. And one thing I wanted to kind of remind you guys of, and maybe some of you probably remember it, some of you guys probably don't. I said to you guys, Francis Ngannou have been having training camps for years and leveling up his skill set. But because of his limited time in the cage, because he's knocking guys dead in 30 seconds, people don't get to see that. I said Francis Ngannou is leaps and bounds better than he was a couple years ago, but we don't get to see it because he's just knocking guys out. And he showed that tonight. But let's continue to recap. Round two, very similar to round one, very close. Gane landed a spinning wheel kick to the head. Francis was reacting very well to the leg kicks. I know that Gane was kind of hitting him, tapping him here and there, slapping him, but Francis Ngannou was always trying to lift the leg up to check the leg kicks. He was moving them out of the way. He was, it's not like he was Jose Aldo, Pedro Munoz, but Francis Ngannou was very aware of those leg kicks, and he was getting out of the way. Francis caught him with an uppercut. And at the end of this round, I didn't like the body language from either guy. Both guys looked extremely tired. Francis was sweating so badly, had his mouth wide open. I wasn't sure how this fight was going to continue, but I'll tell you one thing, why I'm thinking of it. The commentary team was very kind of swaying toward that narrative of Francis Ngannou and his cardio, which, don't get me wrong, his cardio didn't look phenomenal by any means, but Ciryl Gane looked pretty close to just as tired after the second round. The third round, Francis Ngannou, this is when the fight really starts to take a turn, because even though the first two rounds were very close, you could make an argument that Ciryl Gane won both of those rounds. So it's like, okay, now Francis, potentially the heavyweight champion, is down 2 rounds. He's really got to do something, and it looks like he's getting more tired. And in the third round, he does something. He catches the kick of Ciryl Gane and slams him to the ground. Gane has enough stamina. He scrambles back to his feet, but then Francis trips him back down to the ground again. Gane smashes his head into the mat. I actually thought it might have rocked him, but he finds his way back to his feet, and Francis Ngannou takes him back down again. At one point, it looked like Ciryl Gane may have a Kimura, but he was on the wrong side. It was a little bit of a scary moment, just because he did have the lock, and Francis's arm was straight. But at no point do I really think that Francis Ngannou was really in trouble there. Fourth round, Francis takes him down for the majority of the round, holds him, controls him. There was really limited damage. Gane was trying to find his way back to his feet, but he just had nothing. Francis Ngannou was able to control him. At one point, there was a knee to the body that was just, the commentary team said it best, Anderson Silva Chael Sonnen 2-esque. I was scared that it was going to land to the head and be an illegal knee, and oh my goodness, what a controversy that would have been. Luckily, that did not happen. We move on to the fifth round. Fifth round, Gane shoots for a takedown, gets it. Francis just powers out of a reversal, gets on top of Gane. Gane looks for a heel hook at some point in time, but it didn't look close. It was a little bit scary at some points, but it didn't appear like it really ever got super close. Francis eventually gets back to the top game, really does absolutely nothing, limited ground and pound. Overall, again, the fight was boring, but I did enjoy the fight. So as far as now, we've gone off round by round. Just the way I scored it 3, 4, and 5 for Francis, and 1 and 2 for Gane, but 1 and 2 were very close. So a couple takeaways from the fight. First off, Francis Ngannou comes into the fight with 2 knee pads on. And we know when guys come in with certain things that, they haven't, historically had, it's probably an injury. After the fight, Francis Ngannou says he had an ACL tear. That's the first takeaway. So it's like, how much can we really take this performance into account if he did have a torn ACL? Which I'm just going to take his word for it for tonight. That's crazy. If he was able to do that, he went out there and out-grappled Ciryl Gane. And I said it in the pre-fight. Francis has been leveling up for years, and we haven't had a chance to see it. He's been practicing wrestling for literally years, and we just haven't got to see. He went out there. Ciryl Gane was just trying to beat up the leg. And also another point, and I hate to keep trying to say, oh, I was right about this, right about that. Another point I wanted to mention is I made the point of sometimes you'll have a wrestler fighting a striker, and the striker is obviously far superior in the striking aspect than the wrestler. But because the threat of the takedown from the wrestler is able to outstrike the striker. I hope I said that as clear as possible. And I made a point in my prediction video to say there's a similar effect when a guy has ungodly power. And Francis Ngannou has ungodly power, and we've seen it in the fight. Gane was very tentative. He was scared to let his hands go. He was scared to really get in any close proximity. He was either in full clinch or he was out at a distance, just keeping the body, just kind of bashing the legs a little bit. They weren't even super hard leg kicks. He was worried about Francis Ngannou's power, and that was a massive factor in this fight. I wasn't particularly impressed by either guy's performance. I think it was cool to see that Francis Ngannou has been working on other things than just looking to go out there and knock a guy out, that he has other avenues to victory. But majority of the fight was uneventful. The last 3 rounds were Francis Ngannou laying on top of Ciryl Gane, not really landing any ground and pound. I think in the third round, he was able to land a couple strikes as Ciryl Gane tried to get up, and Ganu had his back for a second, landed some hard shots. But other than that, it was an uneventful fight. I enjoyed it while it was live, not knowing what was going to happen. It has no rewatchability. The fight was terrible, in my opinion. But again, I enjoyed it. Now, I know a lot of people are going to complain about Francis Ngannou and say, oh, Francis Ngannou, that was a terrible fight, a terrible performance, and this guy wants to get paid, and blah, 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 blah. Complain about Ciryl Gane. Complain about Ciryl Gane, because at the end of the day, it's on both these guys. Francis Ngannou may have taken him down, but Ciryl Gane should have had the ability to get back up or scramble out of it, and he wasn't able to. So blame both the guys. Another thing I wanted to mention was that, Ciryl Gane, for being so light on his feet and moving so well, I mean, it really was ineffective. What did it do? Francis just plodded forward. uh, looked to take his head off, but he conserved his energy. He didn't decide to go crazy. He had his explosions. He looked to land huge punches, but he did not do it to a fact that he was going to gas himself out. And I think you can credit, as terrible as the fight was, as boring as the fight was, you can credit Francis Ngannou with a high fight IQ. He knows when he let Gane dictate the pace in those first 2 rounds, partially, he knew if I continue this strategy and I continue to let Gane just kind of outstrike me with volume from the outside, not do too much, but I'm not doing anything, so he's clearly winning. He was going to lose the fight, and he decided to change it up. And I'm happy to see the evolvement of the skill set of Francis Ngannou, and he showed it in this fight. There was a couple points in time where Francis Ngannou landed some hard body kicks. I like that he caught the body kick from Ciryl Gane and took him down. There was a lot of moments, you could really take away. And again, this fight wasn't that good, but I like fights that answer questions. We saw Francis Ngannou's cardio here. We saw Ciryl Gane's cardio here, and neither one of them is particularly great. When Ciryl Gane, I said this before also, when Ciryl Gane isn't able to dictate the pace of a fight, i.e. just pick you apart from the outside and move around, his stamina is not that great either. He has to dictate the pace to be able to do so. And he wasn't able to dictate the pace in this fight because Ngannou was either pressuring him or taking him down. Who would have predicted? I mean, I'm saying a couple of these things that I got correct, but at the same time, it's not like I predicted Francis to really go out there and out-grapple him. I thought Ciryl Gane had a little bit of the edge in the grappling, but it just showed Ciryl Gane has no ground game. I mean, the one threat of the Kimura and the one threat of the heel hook, nowhere even close, and other than that, he just laid on his back. In the third round, he had a couple scrambles. He had a couple moments. But terrible look for Ciryl Gane. Where does he go from here? I mean, this is his first loss. He can still come back better than ever. Francis Ngannou is now talking about he wants to box. Let me tell you guys this just straight up. I'm not a big boxing fan. I don't really watch boxing all that much. I don't really understand the sport of boxing fully because I'm not as, crazy about watching it as I am about MMA. But Francis Ngannou has no chance boxing any elite boxer. The hands are too slow. The technique is not there. I mean, he has decent MMA striking, but the punches aren't tight. He's throwing these looping punches. He's plodding forward. He's not light on his feet at all. A half-decent boxer is just going to pick Ngannou apart and just light him up. I have no desire to see him box. And I don't know, after this fight, is there a market for this? Is there people clamoring to see Francis Ngannou box? Because I know I'm not clamoring to see that. If you are, let me know in the chat when I get to it in a few minutes. Let me know. Say yes boxing or no boxing in the chat, because by the time I get to it, I'm going to be so confused what you're talking about. So let me know in the chat, yes boxing, no boxing. Are you interested in Francis Ngannou boxing? Because I certainly am not. Another thing I wanted to note in this fight is if you saw when the decision was read, and I believe it was 48-47, I don't remember exactly what it was. It was not Dana White putting the belt on Francis Ngannou, and that's very telling. Dana White only storms out of the arena and doesn't put the belt on the champion if he's pissed, and he is pissed. I did a video on it a month ago. Dana White is pissed that Francis Ngannou won this fight, and not only is he pissed that he won this fight, he's pissed that it was boring. I mark my words, I haven't seen it yet, and maybe I'll end up being wrong. Dana White is going to go out there and just try to shit on Francis Ngannou as much as he possibly can. He's going to try to devalue Francis Ngannou as much as he possibly can, because now it's a little bit of an awkward situation, because Ngannou, he has fought out, for those of you who don't know it, he has fought out his contract. This was his last fight on his contract. Well, what happens when the last fight on your contract, you win a championship belt, your contract is automatically extended for 1 year or 3 fights. After that 1 year is up, the UFC still has an exclusive negotiating term. I think it's 3 months where you can only talk to the UFC. Then after that, you can go talk to other organizations, and the UFC has the chance to match. Francis Ngannou says he's not fighting on the deal he was on. So if Francis Ngannou and the UFC cannot come to terms, the UFC is going to have to strip their heavyweight champion and then potentially have 2 guys fight for a belt who already lost to the guy who's now leaving. It's not going to be a good look for the UFC. I hope that the UFC comes to terms with Francis Ngannou. I don't know his timeline as far as the injury goes because of the ACL. We don't know what kind of ACL tear it is. But I hope that the UFC can come to terms with Francis Ngannou. And then UFC 276, July 2nd, we will see Francis Ngannou versus Jon Jones for the heavyweight title. And if anybody watched my video at the end of 2021, my prediction for the champion at the heavyweight division at the end of 2022 was Jon Jones. And after seeing that performance by Francis Ngannou, I am far more confident in my Jon Jones prediction over Francis Ngannou. Jones is just so well-rounded. Francis gets tired. Overall, it speaks to the volume of the depth of the heavyweight division. I've told you guys multiple times that the heavyweight division is not that good. Is not that good at all. And, I mean, you got Ciryl Gane, you got Francis Ngannou, and you got Stipe. Other than that, the division is absolutely trash. Absolutely trash. Shout out you-know-who. Heavyweight division is not good at all. We'll see what happens. I hope that we get to see Francis Ngannou versus Jon Jones next. I think that we got to see a well-rounded Francis Ngannou, regardless of what you thought of the actual performance. And, I mean, overall, it was a fun night. So, I can't complain too much. Before I get started on the co-main event, I'm actually going to pull up a poll here. I'm going to put a poll in the chat. I want you guys to vote because I know this is going to be a very fun discussion. Who did you think won? You guys know where this is going. We're going to talk about the co-main event here in a second. And then after I'm done talking about the co-main event, we will discuss the... I will go through all the questions. So let's go. And guys, by the way, don't forget to like the stream. If you haven't liked the stream already, do me a favor and like the stream. I greatly appreciate it. It helps push it out to more people. And I would greatly appreciate it if you did like the stream. And go vote in the poll. I'm posting the poll right now, and then we're going to get to talking about the co-main event. And let me take a quick drink real quick. And guys, I will get to the questions at the end of the stream. For the second half of the stream, I will get to the questions. So just post them in the chat. Just post them in the chat. I'm going to try to read through as many as I possibly can, but just post your questions in the chat. And make sure you go vote in that poll as well. I know that's going to be a hot topic. And also, if you're just tuning in, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. I do these post fights for all the big fight cards. Okay, so let's get to talking about the co-main event. Oh my God. The co-main event, we're going to have a lot of fun talking about this fight because this fight is very controversial. So let's start with, I'm going to recap the fight, and then I'm going to give you overall thoughts like I did for the last fight. Great first round. I thought it was very interesting. I thought Moreno landed more. Figgy had some good leg kicks. There was a couple good scrambles in this round, I think, or maybe it was, I can't remember. There was a good scramble in the first round. I can't remember who it was. Second round, there was hard leg kicks from both guys. Moreno caught a kick and took him down. Figueiredo was able to find his way back to his feet. Every shot that Moreno was landing in that second round was stinging Figueiredo. There was a moment, there was multiple moments throughout the fight, but I noticed it in the second round. I have it here in my notes. Did you guys see that weird, awkward like stance from Moreno where he wasn't doing it the whole fight, but he was mixing it in round per round? So I don't know what that was about, but he was sticking his chin up in the air, doing this weird motion, having his hands wide open like that. First round, I gave to Moreno, but I thought was very close. Second round, I thought was very close as well, but I gave to Moreno. Third round, Figgy got a takedown. Moreno got right back up. There was hard shots from both guys, heavy leg kicks by Figgy. Moreno was really starting to feel that leg kick. Figgy hurt Moreno at the very end of the round, rocked him with a big right hand. He might have been arguably even flash KO'd at one point. And then Figueiredo looks to lock up a guillotine, Darce choke, whatever you want to call it. But the time runs out. I don't know how close it was. We didn't get to see a lot of good replays of it. But Moreno was hurt badly. So, that third round, I gave to Moreno up until that point. But with the hard shot at the end of the third round, I kind of leaned towards Figgy for the third round, but it was a very close round. The fourth round, hard shots by both guys, close round. Figgy was trying to wrestle constantly and had his back at one point. I scored the fourth round. I thought the fourth round, so I didn't have a lot of notes for that round. I thought the fourth round was clearly Moreno. I thought he just landed the harder shots. I thought he was starting to address the leg kick a little bit. Both guys were a little inactive in that round, if I remember correctly. But I had Moreno for that round. The fifth round, Moreno gets the early takedown. It was a crazy ending to the fifth round. Figgy kept trying to initiate the clinch, kept looking for the takedowns, but he wasn't finding them very often. I don't know how many times he got Moreno down. And then at the end of the round, when it was all this crazy battle, Moreno got stung and dropped, but he got right back up. I scored the fifth round for Figgy. So I had my official scorecards. I had 1, 2, and 5 scored for Moreno, and I had 3 and 5. No, I had 1, 2, and 4 for Moreno, and I had 3 and 5 for Figgy. But let me say this. Sorry, guys, I'm a little bit sick. Let me just say this. The third and fifth were very, very close. Other than those drops by Figgy, I thought that you could maybe give those the third and fifth round to Moreno. And let me say this. You guys see me on these live streams before when I'm watching the fights. I will say to you guys, it was a close fight. I thought XYZ won, whoever fighter I thought won, but I could see the judges screwing them. Going to the judges on this fight, I thought it was a close fight, but I thought Moreno clearly won, and I didn't think there was much of a chance of the judges screwing it up. And somehow they screw it up, and I've seen a lot of people online saying they thought Figgy won. Other than the hard leg kicks and the 2 drops by Figueiredo, I don't know what he did in the fight. Somebody fill me in. I know there was a crazy back and forth in the fifth round, and I know people always like to bring up stats. Stats this, stats that. Those stats are absolutely bogus. They mean nothing. They are bogus. They are bogus. They're never right. They never articulate what you're really seeing. There's some guy punching a little ticker. Who knows what actually landed. I thought it was a very competitive fight. I predicted Moreno by 4th round TKO. I like Brandon Moreno, but that's not the reason I thought he won. I'm not telling you I thought he won because I picked him. I'm not telling you I thought he won because I wanted him to win. I'm not telling you I thought he won because I betted money on him, which I didn't. I genuinely thought he won. I thought it was clear cut. And are you guys, the people who are saying Figgy won, are you guys really ready to get heated? Are you guys really ready to get heated? I think there was a better argument for having Moreno winning all 5 rounds than having Deiveson winning 3 rounds. I thought there was a more clear-cut argument for Brandon Moreno by 5 rounds. And again, I'm giving you my initial reaction. I want to go back and rewatch the fight, but I truly thought it was clear-cut. I did not think there was any controversy, and I thought Moreno had the decision. Now, don't get me wrong. With all that being said, first and second round were very close. Third round, again, I gave it to Figgy just because he dropped him. Fourth round, close again, but I gave it to Moreno. And fifth round, close, but I gave it to Figgy because he dropped him. So I get that it's close, but I truly think that Moreno got robbed here. I think it was particularly egregious. I think I have to go back and rewatch it, but I think I'm going to come back with the same opinion. Moreno was landing the harder shots. Moreno was stinging him. Moreno was landing more volume. Moreno was, out scrambling him. I think Moreno got more takedowns if my memory serves correct. I know he didn't get really any top control and really control him. But what really showed me in this fight that, that even Figgy thought Moreno was probably winning is the game plan was coming out and clinching with him and trying to get him down. But that game plan wasn't going well. Every single round, it seemed like Figueiredo was trying to clinch up with Moreno and try to get him to the ground, and he was unable to do so. It was a great fight. I hope if they run it back for a 4th time, you're not going to hear me complain anymore. It was an amazing fight. I love seeing these 2 guys fight. I think they're both very good. I knew that Figgy would put up a tougher fight. I thought after seeing those first 2 rounds, and I saw Moreno stinging him with every single punch, I thought for sure Figgy was going to get finished in that 4th or 5th round. I thought he was going to get finished in the later of the fight. Both guys had tremendous cardio. One of the massive factors within this fight was the leg kick of Figgy. And it was causing Moreno not to throw as many combinations because he was too worried about, he didn't want to put all that pressure, all that weight on the lead leg and then have Figgy chop it out from underneath him. I know Figgy stumbled him a couple times with leg kicks, But what does that really count for? I think you can take into account, but it's not like he rocked him or really hurt him badly. He just kind of caught him with a good leg kick and stumbled him. So I don't really think you can point to that and say. And I know it seems like the popular opinion online is that Figgy won, but I'm going to go back and rewatch it. I really thought going into the judges' scorecards, I thought it was clear cut 3-2 for Brandon Moreno. I hope we see it a fourth time. Deiveson Figueiredo said, "Let's do the fourth fight in Mexico." Book it, book it. I mean, how many times have we ever? I don't think we've ever seen a fighter fight 4 times, let alone 4 times in a row. They will have fought 4 times in a row. Absolutely insane to me. Moreno was just landing the harder shots. Moreno was kicking him to the body. Moreno was putting combinations on him. Moreno got a takedown or two within the fight. Figgy landed some leg kicks and rocked him twice. Hail Marys at the end of rounds. I just don't see how he got those early rounds. I just don't see. I can't wrap my head around how he got those early rounds. I want to see it a fourth time. It kind of sucks because the flyweight division is very, very good. You have Alexandra Pantoja hanging out there. You got Askar Askarov. You got Alex Perez. You got Kai Kara France, if I didn't already say him. You got all these fighters kind of making their way up, and the division's kind of getting stalled on these two guys. But I think it's a disservice if you don't give Brandon Moreno this rematch. I think the decision, whether you want to call it a robbery or not, I think it was very, very close. And I think that Brandon Moreno, considering it's 1-1-1 right now, it's 1-1-1. How can you not give Brandon Moreno that third fight? That fourth fight. I just think you have to do it. I think both guys looked incredible. Figueiredo clearly has gotten better. I think he came out with a higher fight IQ. I think he came out with a better game plan. I think he picked his moments. He didn't rush anything. And the fight, he did very well, but I still think he lost. As far as the rest of the fights, I'm gonna get to your questions. I don't want to be on here till 4 a.m. So I'm gonna kind of briefly just Michel Pereira versus Andre Falaho. I don't remember how you pronounce his name. Great fight. It looked like Michel Pereira was going to lose after he got battered in the first round. Ends up Michel Pereira comes back and wins the second and third round. Sadner Magomedov, great win. To get a win over Cody Stamann like that very quickly with the submission in round 1, and the way he got it was just flawless. Very good. Great win by Michael Morales on the main card as well. This fight card was very good, even though the fights were not very important. Great win for Victor Henry on the prelims. A lot of people did not expect him to win against Ronnie Barcelos. Comes out there and really was putting the pressure on him. Great debut by Jack Della Maddalena, I think is how you pronounce it, over Pete Rodriguez. But it's his debut. Come on, we got to pump the brakes a little bit. I think a lot of people are going to be hyping him up a little bit too much. And great win by Matt Frivola over Gennaro Valadez. Terrible stoppage by Mike Beltran. Could have been stopped about 60 times before the fight was actually stopped, which was absolutely insane to me. Within that fight, I just really believe that, Mike Beltran, he got dropped 5 or 6 times. Where were you at, Beltran? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm going to get to your questions now. Fill up the chat with questions. I think, I pretty much covered everything. I know I didn't talk too much about the other fights, just kind of gave you a quick, but we do a live chat. If you're in here for the first time in a while, or you haven't been here recently or haven't been here at all, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, we do a live chat. You can join me then. And we can discuss all these other fights. But I want to get to your questions. I've already been on here for 30 minutes. Just to recap, great performance by Francis Ngannou. Even though it was boring, he showed a high fight IQ. Also, I thought Brandon Moreno won. I thought it was clear-cut. Let me try to read these questions. Before I read these questions, I'm going to end this poll. 74% gives the fight to Deiveson Figueiredo. That is actually shocking to me. Actually shocking. I did not expect that many people. I thought maybe 60-40 Deiveson. I thought Moreno clearly won. I'm going to end that poll, and then I'm going to start reading some questions. Hopefully we can bang these out. Throw your questions in the chat. Oh, no. I think it deleted some of the chat because there was so much, maybe. Let me see. Oh, no. I hate when it does that. It deleted a good bit of the chat. Let me take a look if I can pull it up. Let me take a look if I can pull it up. For some reason, I guess because there was so much chat going on, it deleted a lot of it. So guys, if you asked the question, let me see if I can. Yeah, I can't get it. I can't get it to go back up. So guys, if you asked the question already, or you said something, go ahead and throw it in the chat again. Because I'm pissed. I wanted to read your guys' reactions, and it's. I mean, it only gives me a couple. You know, I mean, it lets me go back a decent amount. Okay. Mr. Mo said, thought Moreno was going to finish him late. Agreed. That was my prediction going in. And as I was watching the fight, I thought that was going to happen. For me, it was a close fight either way. I agree. It was a close fight, but I thought it was clear cut. You're crazy, bro. Give it 5 rounds for Moreno. I did not give it 5 rounds for Moreno. I said I would understand the argument if somebody said it. I would not think they were crazy. Insane. Hank Hill says cap. Okay. French fries, the fight was lost due to a simple mistake in the 5th round. Francis deserved the win, but let's not forget Ganu only been doing MMA for 3 years. He's got a lot to improve come. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think Ganu, that's not really a question, but I think Ganu has plenty of years, plenty of time left in him, plenty of time to improve, and maybe Francis Ngannou is going to be gone soon. By the way, guys, do not forget to like the stream. Go like the stream. I would greatly appreciate it. You're going on volume. That's all. To be honest, the people in the chat also think Ganu is better than Francis when he just lost. Yeah, I don't get that. Figgy fan, not even connected strikes. Once you rewatch the fight, you'll disagree. Okay, no robbery, close fight, not a robbery. Yeah, but I thought it was clear cut, so that's why I said borderline robbery. Ganu got wrestled up. Yes, he did. Francis Ngannou showed that he has developed more skills. I had money on Moreno, but it was 3-2 Figgy, in my opinion. I'm telling you, for me, there's no reason for me to be biased one way or another. I know everyone, no matter what, has a hair of bias, but for me, it's just what I saw. When I was watching it, I thought, okay, Moreno's got the first 2. Okay, Moreno's winning the 3rd, but then he got dropped. Okay, I'd probably give it to Figgy just because he had the more impactful strike there. 4th round, okay, close round. That was one of the closer rounds. Moreno won, though. He landed more. Then the 5th round, okay, Moreno's winning, but, he got dropped at the end, so he loses. You know, it's one of those things, but I have no reason to be biased on that fight. It doesn't matter to me that Figgy won. It is what it is. We can disagree, though. Ganu lost to injured Francis. Cry me a river, guys. Yeah, exactly. Bro, you talk as if Moreno was constantly hitting. He was lighting him up in the first 2 rounds. If you think Francis lost throwing nothing, then Figgy lost as well. Okay. Exactly. Yeah, Figgy didn't throw that many strikes. If Ganu doesn't give up the position by going for the leg lock in the 5th round, he wins the fight. I don't know if that's the reason he lost the position. I'll have to go back and rewatch that scramble. I think Francis kind of powered out, and then he was going to lose the position, and then he went for the leg lock. It was a close fight, but not enough for me to say that Francis was clearly better. It could have gone either way. What? Francis took him down and controlled him on the ground for damn near 15 minutes, bro. You know, I don't know. I disagree with that one. By the way, guys, half the chat disappeared because there were so many messages thrown in the chat. Half the chat disappeared. So do me a favor. If you posted a question earlier, put it in the chat, and I'll get to it right now. I'm scrolling down. For some reason, it disappeared on me, which pisses me off, actually, that YouTube does that. Let me take a look. Okay, Figgy's defense wasn't as bad as you're saying. He was getting lit up. On the feet. Yeah, I thought Moreno was going to finish him. I thought it was really moving towards a Moreno finish. He was lighting him up and he was stinging him. Moreno clearly had the power advantage, and I know that's hard to say, considering Moreno got dropped twice and Figgy got dropped 0 times. But Moreno was stinging him left and right. Francis big brothered him, agreed. Ciryl won round 5, and Ganu literally did nothing on the ground. Ciryl landed more on the feet in round 5. Wasn't much damage, but still landed. 49-48 Ganu, no doubt. That is insane. That is insane to me. It was pretty much immediately on the ground, if I remember correctly, in the 5th round. And Francis controlled him. Nothing else happened, so Francis controlled him. I don't care if Ganu landed 2 little pitter-pat strikes, Colby pillow punches strikes. And Ganu takes that round. The clinching wasn't because he was losing on the feet. It was to mix it up and give him other looks. Okay. I think he was trying to take him down off those clinches. But okay. Figgy had a bunch of knockdowns, though. Only two. Bro, that wasn't no leg taps. That was Jose Aldo leg kicks. Okay. You shrugged off Moreno getting hurt bad twice and chewed up his legs. I clearly talked about it. I said that Figgy really chewed up his legs and he dropped him twice. Other than that, that's literally all he did the whole entire fight. Other than those 2 knockdowns, he was losing on the feet and he was landing good leg kicks. You know, I know the commentary was hyping up the leg kicks nonstop, but you know, Brandon Moreno, you know, at no point was he limping around. I mean, they had an impact on the fight, there's no doubt, but we can't act like you know, he was falling over like Sean O'Malley getting ready to get stretchered out of the cage after the fight with no real injury. Okay? He just got leg kicked, you know, quite a few times. And I think the stats were off. At one point, they said it was 14 leg kicks and it was the end of the first round or some shit. That was completely off base. No way. The fight night gave Nunes the second Shevchenko fight on leg taps. Okay. Leg taps. So that's the new word, leg taps. Yeah, because Gane wasn't throwing no power. It was just like clapping it, you know, just smacking it a little bit. Francis tore MCL, not ACL. Okay, I thought he said ACL. I sort of want to see Ngannou box. He's probably going to lose, but it'd be cool to see him. Okay. Figgy was strong kicks. Yeah, he had very strong kicks. You know, I think the kicks won him the fight, basically. So there you go. I had Moreno, though. His walkout was savage. Be thankful, not taps. 4th fight is awful. I want to see the 4th fight, my friend. Bro, Moreno was landing consistently like you make it seem. For me, he was. I mean, the 4th round, he dialed it back a little bit. But 1 through 3, and definitely 1 through 2, he was landing very, very well. And Figgy, every time he got clipped, he went like this. I mean, you can go back and watch it. 4th fight makes 0 sense. They're 1-1-1. How does that make 0 sense? Got dropped in 2 different rounds. People don't seem to realize that Figgy is 34. That's old for the division. Very old. What are your thoughts on Sedner Magomedov? He absolutely destroyed Cody. Huge win over a quality guy. Sedner Magomedov has more ranked wins at bantamweight in the UFC than Sugar Sean O'Malley. Let that set in. Let me look this up real quick. Hold on. How many fights in the UFC does Sedner Magomedov have? I can't remember. Is it 2? No, it's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, yeah, holy shit. He has 5 fights in the UFC. O'Malley has like 7. And he has more ranked, because Cody Stamen is ranked, right? Isn't he currently ranked? Maybe I'm wrong on that now that I think about it. He might have fell out of the rankings. I don't check them like daily or anything. Yeah, he's not in the rankings anymore. So never mind. I take that back, guys. I was wrong. But let me say this. Sedner Magomedov looks super impressive. The bantamweight division is the best division in all the UFC. And I can't wait to see his next fight. And he has a better quality win than Sean O'Malley has on any of his resume. Cody Stamen is better than all the wins Sean O'Malley has put together. All the wins put together. So there you go. And thanks for asking that question, man. I like when people ask about other things. Moreno walkout was cringe. Looked like he was stepping on Legos. I didn't, you know, okay. 4th fight makes sense. Yeah, the 4th fight makes perfect sense. Bro, the fight was 3-2 either way. Okay. What did he do with those knockdowns? Yeah, there you go. He didn't even land any damage after him. Figgy fought a more calculated fight. Agreed. More patience, yes. Either way, that Pereira Filo knocked out both the co and main event. I don't know, man. Well, not man, because it's Alana. What's going on, Alana? I thought the co-main event was amazing. I enjoyed the co-main event. It was very, very good. This division is boring AF, so you got to do the 4th fight. I think the division is getting better. I think you got a lot of great contenders making their way up. But I just think you got to settle it with the 4th fight. I think you have to. Cejudo made him stick to the game plan. Cejudo and his coach are the biggest clout chasers I've ever seen in my entire life. All they want to do is be on camera. Like, did you see Henry Cejudo? He was like sticking his head over Figgy. And I know he's in his corner. I know he's his coach. I know he's happy for him. But the dude was desperately trying to get some camera time. And so was his annoying coach. That guy is so annoying. Oh my goodness. Now, they're 2 guys I'll be biased against. I can't stand those guys. Cejudo's a clown. Agreed. If Moreno had clearly won, why didn't he contest at all? You know, I guess he's just, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's people who can, so what happens when guys, you know, get stopped and they contest? I mean, they still got stopped. What happens when guys clearly lost and they contested anyway? I mean, him contesting it doesn't mean it. He just accepted it. You know, he didn't cry like a little baby. He said he thought he won, but he didn't act like a fool. You know, Figgy would act like a fool if he would have lost. He did say he thought he won in the post-fight. He was good. Keep getting up. The fight was close either way. Honestly, to start 2022, this card was below average, but maybe I'm still off the highs of the cards in 2021. I think we're very spoiled with the 2021 ending. You know, the last 3 cards, UFC 267, UFC 268, and UFC 269. We are very spoiled from those cards. And UFC 270, top 2 fights were great on paper. One turned out to be really good. The other, the card itself, for me, was a very fun card as far as watching the fights, you know, how they played out. But for me, the fights outside the co-main and main lacked relevance and importance. And that's, for me, what gets me most excited. He was good. Kept getting up, was still defending. Figgy and Moreno was okay. Reddit, it was super close fight. Moreno and Figgy are just equals. Talk a bit on what's next for said, if possible. Thank you, French fries. See, there you go. I don't know. I think he's got to get a crack in that top 15. I hate to say give him Rafael Sunset. That'd be grimy as hell. Maybe a Ricky Simone fight. I'd like to see him. You know, I think he deserves to get pushed up into the top 15. If they're getting a win over Cody Stamann, I think that's a quality win. He looked so good. It was so quick. It was so fluid. The way he snatched up that submission was super impressive. Super impressive. I want to see more, but I want to see him against, you know, I think a lot of these guys are booked up. Maybe give him I don't think he's going to get a Pedro Munoz at number 10. Let him fight Frankie Edgar. Book him against Frankie Edgar. There you go. There you go. But maybe I'll do it. I'll get a lot of content coming out after the fact. Bro, it's shocking. Oh my goodness. My chat just jumped all the way down. No. I'm trying to find back out how I was. Yeah. Okay. Bro, it's shocking that you could say you can see it 5-0 Moreno. I'm just saying I could understand it. If somebody said that, I wouldn't like adamantly disagree with them. I didn't personally have it that way, okay? So there you go. It's insane, actually. James Perez, man, thank you for the messages. Appreciate it. What's up, Joey? What would you rate 270 out of 5 stars? I'll rate it 3 out of 5. I'll give it a 2.5 out of 5. It wasn't that great. I mean, the fights were fun, but for me, the most important things is relevance and importance into the division. And there's not a lot of fights that mattered. We got to see some fun contenders, but you know, and then the main event kind of stunk. It was fun while watching it, but in retrospect, it sucked. So I'll give it a 2.5. What's next for Said Nurmagomedov? I already gave you an answer to that one. If you guys have a better idea, let me know in the chat. Said is a beast. I thought this kid was at least going to make it out of the first round, but Said made quick work. A great opponent in Cody Stamann, and he blew through him. Guys, if you're watching my stream for the first time, go subscribe to the channel. Is it a realistic scenario where Dana sucks up his pride and pays Jones and Francis $6 to $10 million each to fight this summer? I mean, that card is doing 1.5 million pay-per-views buys easy. I agree with you. I think it does high pay-per-view buys, but I don't know. Dana's a very fragile guy. He gets his ego hurt really bad, and he's gonna complain. He's gonna shit on Ngannou and devalue Ganu as much as physically possible after this. Sean O'Malley versus Said Nurmagomedov. The UFC wouldn't touch that matchup with a 10-foot pole. Absolutely not. Said Nurmagomedov would ragdoll that man. And then people would say, well, he slipped on a banana peel and then Said grabbed up a guillotine, and if he wouldn't have slipped on the banana peel, then he would have had it. But me personally, I'd love to see that fight. What's your opinion on Stipe Miocic not retiring at his age? I think at heavyweight you can last to a longer age. Said would win 29-28. Looking live, I thought Francis won because of the momentum shift, but I could see a good argument for Gane winning. Okay, now that's shocking to me. That's actually insane. Whew. Is it now time for Edwards to fight Usman? Yes, but off topic. Yes, I agree. Sean O'Malley is not coming out of the first set either. He's very clean. O'Malley can get messy with his movement. Jones versus the rest of the heavyweight division. I've said it before, and I'm even more confident now. I think Jones beats everyone at heavyweight. I think he always fights up to the level of his competition, and I believe that he will fight up to the level of his competition. I believe he's more well-rounded than Francis. I think he'll beat Francis. I think he's more well-rounded than Ciryl Gane. I think he beats Ciryl Gane. I think he beats Stipe. I think Stipe would be Jones' toughest test, in my opinion. For me, Ciryl Gane, I've talked about it before. I've been on the bandwagon. I totally get it. People are just too excited because they've never seen a heavyweight fight the way he does. It's not all that great. It's not all that cutting edge. We've seen it plenty of times from other guys, and people are acting like Ciryl would destroy Jones. I don't see that at all. But I'd like to see Francis try to mix in the grappling against Jones, and I'm curious how Jones's cardio would look at heavyweight. But I think Jones looks at this fight and he's licking his lips at a big payday against Francis Ngannou. Let's see. Francis said, okay, let me do a poll real quick, guys. Let me do a poll, and then I'll keep going with question. Who wins? Francis Ngannou? Jon Jones. Go vote in the community poll, guys. Francis said he wants to mix up sports and do something different and box with UFC gloves. Oh my goodness. Dude, his striking looks terrible. Imagine if the UFC said, okay, you can box Ciryl Gane. We'll let you box Ciryl Gane. You can box him because you're going to lose. I'm so annoyed. I'm so tired of these guys begging to be boxers. It's annoying to me. Gane lost the 5th in the fight going for that sub when he, okay. Why do people forget? I don't know what we're talking about. I know there's talk about Francis boxing Fury, but there's stylistic market for that. Fury would maul him. Should Francis just take the fight against Jon Jones? Yes. I think it's more of like a dream for Francis to box. But Fury, from what I've seen, would absolutely destroy him. I think Francis wins, but I don't see it 49-46. It's mad how many people don't know how judging criteria works. Okay. Is now the time? Yes, Francis did nothing. Joey, I just joined. What are your thoughts on the two decisions? I thought Moreno should have got the decision. I thought Francis, I mean, if you didn't think Francis won the fight, even as uneventful as it was, I don't know what to tell you. I think it's shocking that people would even suggest that. I mean, it's clear cut 3, 4, and 5. 1 and 2 were close. I personally believe Figgy and Ngannou clearly won. Okay, there you go. Moreno did not get robbed. Neither did Ciryl. If you say otherwise, you're smoking. Okay, I can kind of subscribe to that. I mean, I said that Moreno was borderline robbed because I understand that it was very close, but I still thought Moreno clearly won. That 49-46 is clearly from a crack addict. Ridiculous. What fight was that in? Was that in the main? I didn't pay attention to the scores. Was that in the main or was that the co-main? The judging criteria means very little. To be honest, they don't even follow it. You know that. Yep. Jack Della Maddalena, future contender? Maybe, but very early to tell. Francis didn't hit him. Can Beneil beat Islam? Yes. Beneil can beat Islam. I don't favor him too. Gane barely hit Francis. Am I wrong? Yes. You're right. I mean, yes, you're right. Gane, all he did was tap the legs a couple times. Landed a couple spinning kicks to the body, a couple knees to the body. But other than that, I don't know what to tell you. I do not know what to tell you. They need to do a UFC Africa while they still can. Okay, you proved my point. If they followed it, Francis wouldn't have won. I don't believe that. I think Francis would have still won. Bro, what? Figgy won the first round, Moreno won the second, then Figgy dropped him in the 3rd and 5th. Therefore, Figgy won by more damage. Okay. I thought the first round was clearly Moreno. I'm going to go back and rewatch it. The 5th was actually close, but Ngannou slightly edged it out very slightly since he had more effective grappling. I didn't think the 5th was even remotely close. Do you want to say Gane literally did no damage? His kicks were nothing, and Ngannou was not fazed by it at all. Yeah, I mean, for the people complaining about Francis and Ngannou, guys, what did Ciryl Gane do? The fight is on both guys. The fight was terrible. The fight was terrible. Ngannou was the underdog in Paramatch 2-0 official. Oh yeah, by the way, my man Fight Life Nation coming through clutch with the win on the bet on Francis Ngannou following the pick. Gane literally outstruck Francis every round. Although Francis just laid on top and did nothing, and the judges forget how the fights are scored. Yeah, but Gane literally did nothing. He landed a couple strikes. It wasn't some clinic. Who do you think is next for Gane? I'd like to see Ganu versus Jones, Gane versus Stipe. Winners fight each other next year or the end of this year. I'll do a video on it. The fourth fight should come later. Let's get someone else in there. Well, if he fights Pantoja, Figgy already beat Pantoja recently, within the last 2 years, I believe. Gane hit Francis. He definitely did. It just didn't phase him, but Gane doesn't have knockout power, and we know this. The point is he stopped Francis from getting his KO, which means he's a step in the door. Okay. Damage trumps all. How many more times does it need to be said? Okay. Keep coping, bro. Sugar Sean O'Malley. Sugar Man. Okay, Gane landed more than Francis in round 5. I agree it wasn't much damage, but Francis did no damage. I can't believe we're even arguing about this. He got control for like 4 minutes of the round. It's an open and shut case. You can't get control on the ground for 4 minutes and not lose. I don't care if you landed one punch on the feet. The flyweight division does not need to be held up any longer. I don't know if that's being held up. Francis literally didn't hit him. Lol. I legit don't know if Francis connected clean once. He landed a nasty uppercut in like the second round. Gane lightly touched Ngannou's legs in round 5 like twice. Don't see how that compares to being smothered and ragdolled. Yeah. Looks like this fight card has landed a lot of controversy tonight. A lot of controversy. Let's do it. Let's do another poll real quick. Hold on. So most people have Ngannou beating Jon Jones. Okay. Let's do a poll that I never thought I would do, because I think it's absolutely insane that anybody even thinks this. But let's see how it works out in the poll. Who won? Francis Ngannou. Ooh, I actually typed a Y on the end there. Ciryl Gane. I said Ciryl Gane by mistake. By the way, guys, do not forget to like the stream, even if you disagree with me. We're having fun, educated MMA discussion. Like the stream anyway. Heavyweight is way worse than flyweight. That shit was terrible. Heavyweight is the worst division in the UFC. Bantamweight is the best division in the UFC. I can't believe people are voting for Ciryl Gane. That is insane to me. Knew they wouldn't give Moreno a decision. That's how much money was on him. Insanity. He didn't land anything after the knockdowns, well apart from dropping him again. Yeah, at the very end. Watch you to come back and fight Fig. That'd be hilarious. Where was the ragdolling? Okay. You guys are crazy. Do you know how fights are scored? Yes, I do. I do know how fights are scored. I know the rules. How Gane, it's interpreted differently. You know, I didn't know we weren't allowed to have difference of opinions. How was Gane ragdolled? The slam? Yeah. Not to mention he was taken down. It seemed like every time Ngannou wanted to take him down. I wasn't personally saying he got ragdolled, but if you want to get specific, anytime Ngannou wanted him down, he got him down. Whoa. I can't believe this. 31% is saying Ciryl Gane won. What were you guys watching? I can't be asked of people thinking spinning wheel kick did nothing when it blew the sweat off his head. Hey, I talked about that. I said that was a good spinning wheel kick. We need to get DC and Joe Rogan out of here for being biased. They're terrible. I mean, can we all agree Ciryl Gane's cardio didn't look that good tonight either, regardless if you think he won or lost? His cardio didn't look that good either. Laying on top doesn't win you around. Are you new or something? I'm not taking piss, but surely you understand doing nothing on top doesn't win you around if you was outlanded. Well, let me rebuttal you with something. Laying on your back for a full round doesn't win you around either. So I guess we'll just say it's an even round then. And then it's a draw. Laying on your back for a full round does not win you the fight. And that's what Ciryl Gane did for 3 rounds. Doesn't win you the fight. Gane didn't do anything. I don't know why people think. Hold on. I lost my spot again. Gane didn't do anything. I don't know why people think he did a ton of shit. He couldn't even get up, and he was supposed to be the better grappler. Yeah, I mean, both guys looked like shit tonight. Ciryl Gane was clearly his skill set was clearly overrated, but he's still young. He's still new to the game. He's only like, 8 fights into the UFC? Or 8 pro fights, I actually think. Maybe not even into the UFC. So he still has a lot to do, but I think a lot of people thought higher of him than was really necessary. Had no jiu-jitsu off his back, had no get-ups. Cardio wasn't that great. He got out-grappled by Francis Ngannou. Gane is a striker. Well, it didn't look like it tonight because he didn't really land much. Ciryl Nuthugger's crying sad. Gane wasn't doing a ton of shit in round 5, but he outlanded, did more damage. Now, he was laying on his back for the entirety of round 5. Will Gane become the Kevin Holland of heavyweight? I don't know. There's not that many guys who are gonna, I think Stipe beats Gane. Stipe beats Gane 100%. I think Stipe outstrikes him and out-wrestles him and mixes it well together. Ronnie Ion makes a living off laying on people. What's your point? They always give it to the wrestlers doing nothing. Not always, but if you're getting control for 4 or 5 minutes of a round, you should lose. Bontarine was not robbed. Crazy how Joey thinks Moreno got robbed, but not Bontarine. I thought Bontarine clearly lost. Gane should fight Stipe, then get another crack at Francis. I think that's a good idea. I'd like to see that fight. Winner fight. What effective striking did you see from Gane? I didn't see much of anything. Yeah, I mean, the whole fight was just garbage. We can all agree on that. The whole fight was garbage. Lamau, just because Gane didn't rock him didn't mean his strikes did nothing. It would down to that 5th round, and that was up significant strikes. We can talk about these stats all day, but they're bogus. The stats are bogus, my friend. Gane was controlled for the majority of the last 3 rounds on his back, doing absolutely nothing. Sorry, you can say laying on top doesn't win you fights, but laying on your back doesn't win you fights either. And that's what I just thought of a hilarious joke, but I'm not going to say it. But that's what Ciryl Gane. He laid on his back for 3 rounds, 15 minutes, and he lost. Can you believe the judge said Amala gave Francis 49-46? Yeah, whatever scorecard is 3 rounds to 2 is what I would have had. Ciryl hypers are punching their solent pills. Okay. Royval won and tapped Bontarine. Same thing with GSP Hendricks. Okay. Total strikes don't mean much. I don't believe in the stats at all. I believe in the stats absolutely none. So, is there anyone that agrees with me fully? 72% picked Ngannou. They said he won. So at least you guys are sane on that one. Let me ask you guys a question real quick. I want to see how many people agree with me. Oh, hold on 1 second. Young Choker, thank you for becoming a member, my friend. I greatly appreciate you. We have loyalty badges, custom emojis, including the Hamzat Chimaev emoji. We have a members-only Discord that you can join where we can have fun, educated MMA discussion 24/7, and you can message me directly. Also, a couple live streams a month. I am privating for members only. I already have about 4 hours worth of live streams up. Anybody can watch live, but I'm privating them for members after the fact. And I post a bunch of behind-the-scenes content on the Discord and on the members-only community tab. So thank you for becoming a member. If anyone else wants to become a member, the link is in the description. Okay. Who agrees with me? Agrees with me 100. Do you agree with me 100%? Do you agree with me? Hold on. I got a better way. Did Moreno and Ngannou both win? I'm curious how many people agree with exactly what I think. So who thought Moreno and Ngannou both won? I just did a poll. Go vote in it, yes or no. I'm just curious. And at the end of the day, guys, we can disagree. You can think Figgy won. I can think Moreno won. You can think Ciryl Gane won. I can think Francis won. But the point of this channel is to have fun discussion. As long as nobody's out here calling people names and saying this and that and saying nasty stuff, I'm more than fine openly discussing it. I think it's fun. It's not like my opinion is the only opinion. I'm saying my opinion is the only right one. You're more than, you have more than the right to think that Figgy won. You have more than the right to think Ciryl Gane won. So as long as we can have fun, educated discussion, I enjoy it. Total strikes don't mean nothing. We need banana peel emoji. Yeah, maybe we do need a banana peel emoji. If we keep adding members, I'll get another emoji made. Let's be real. Francis had effective grappling with absolutely no damage done. There you go. I would also say he had octagon control. We got Gane riders in the chat, Joey. Clearly. Was there somebody like spamming anything that I missed? Because I'm scrolling down the chat. I might be a little bit behind. Let's see. Guys, go vote in the poll. Go vote in the poll. And by the way, guys, we hit 2,000 subscribers the other day. I want to thank every single one of you. We're almost to 2,010 subscribers. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. That's the next big goal I want to hit. So, guys, please subscribe. If you have friends that love MMA, they're going to watch the content, share on my channel, tell them to subscribe. Post it wherever you guys talk about MMA. Tell them to come subscribe to my channel. Only people who are going to watch, though. I don't want fake subscribers. All right, man. All right, my Oach. We don't need those. We don't need the name calling, man. We don't need the name calling. We don't need that, man. I mean, it's not like I'm offended or anything, but you don't need to tag homework and start calling them names. Have fun discussion, man. Have fun discussion. It's unnecessary. It's totally unnecessary. Sedner Magomedov versus Adrian Yanez next. I'd love that fight. I think that's a fun matchup. The bantamweight division is so stacked that you can match a lot of these, contenders up with each other because the division is so stacked. Oh, looks like French fries already found a banana peel. Gane beats Jones, then Jones loses to Gane, and Gane did more damage and had suspicion in round 5. All right, young cloaker. French fries, okay. I'm not even reading these ones. Francis with the first round KO. Then why did Aspinall versus Andre Arlovski get stopped? Andre tap. What do you mean 5 minutes on top and Gane doing nothing doesn't win you around? Yeah. Francis should continue with the UFC. Agreed. Outlanded on the feet versus laying on top and landing one strike. I don't know if he outlanded on the feet, my friend. Oh, God. Do you think Royval won? If you do, you think Gane should have won the same? No. Nope. I have a post-fight on it. Kind of off topic, but the Adesanya card is in 3 weeks. I'm pumped. I will be doing full breakdowns and predictions on the week of the fight. I will be doing a bunch of live streams coming up every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. We will be dissecting the fights from every possible angle. So make sure you keep an eye out on the channel and turn on notifications. Jon Jones by KO. I'd pick Jones by 4th round sub, probably. Ciryl Gane got completely robbed. It's close, but Gane won. Stop it, bro. Thank you. Thank you for being a member, though. Royval and Gane both lost. Do you think Royval won? Okay. Based off the criteria, Ciryl won. Agree to disagree. Gane didn't even land that many strikes on the feet. I don't think Francis landed a signature strike in round 5. The fight was awful. How about we say this? Whether Ngannou won or Ciryl Gane won, we all lost because that main event was garbage. I enjoyed it, though. It was garbage. Would never rewatch it, probably. But now I might. Thank you, Constantly Growing. This is a fun post-fight for UFC 270. If somebody's watching this, I'm curious. If you're watching this replay, not live, if like tomorrow, Sunday, you're watching this replay, comment on the video and let me know that you're rewatching it and that you got to this point. Nobody that's been in this chat better comment that. But somebody tomorrow, Monday, whatever. I'm curious how many people are watching the entire post-fight. We're an hour and 3 minutes in. We're probably going to go for another 20 minutes, half hour or so. Keep the questions coming, guys. As long as we have questions, I will continue to do this live stream until I get to the bottom of these questions. So whatever questions you want to ask, of course, there'll be a bunch of UFC 270 content coming out. Francis Ngannou's future, what's next for Ciryl Gane? Was Brandon Moreno robbed? Was Figueiredo robbed? Or no, not Figueiredo. Does Figueiredo versus Moreno 4 need to happen? If laying on top doesn't win you around, what the F does laying on the bottom do? Truth. Gane got to put that French pride shit to the side, move to America with a new camp. Oh, I'll tell you one thing. Francis's old coach looked pissed. Did you see him in the corner? I mean, even Gane knew he lost. Guys, you're defending a guy who knew he lost. Who absolutely knew he lost. Never called a main event wrong. These people are just Ciryl hypers. Okay, right hand from Figgy in the last round, the last second to the 3 round was on the money. That was a big right hand. Yeah, it was a huge right hand. Yeah, Cyryl's got a lot to grow. He's got a lot of time to grow, for sure. People were overhyping him just because he looked so good. but we hadn't seen him, tested against a lot of elite guys. I know he beat Derek Lewis, but Volkov was a damn good win. Rosenstrike was a damn good win, but we haven't seen him fight anyone that's going to try to take him down. Gane landed more strikes but did no damage. He was out grappled for the most of the fight. Okay, Gane did nothing. Okay, we're still on this. Francis controlled Gane on ground pretty much. Surprised everyone. Yeah, I think so. I wasn't super surprised. I didn't think he was going to go that route, but I knew he was better than people gave him credit to, for sure. What damage came from the Francis slam? I don't know, but that one, when Francis tripped him and slammed him on his face, not the initial catch and slam, but when he tripped him and Gane hit his face, I thought he might have been rocked for a second. I'm not saying that's true, but it was a brutal, like he slammed his forehead / top of his head into the match. Hold on 1 second. Is Gane versus Stipe the best fight to be made right now? Winner fights for a title. Agreed 100%. Gane won rounds 1 and 2, then got controlled on the round for 15 minutes. Nothing on the ground. He took him down and had 2 deep sub attempts. 2 deep sub attempts. All right, now we're stretching the truth here, my friend. Now we're stretching the truth greatly. What is going on here, guys? We're up late and we're stretching the truth. What is going on? What is going on, guys? This is hilarious. Y'all blind. I'm gonna break this shit down on my YouTube. Okay, be my guest. Cyryl's technical, but he did nothing to Francis. I love the debate going on in this chat right now, guys. The heel hook did nothing. Ganu was in no pain. Threatening subs on the ground and freezing Ganu for 20 seconds while attempting these subs is not doing anything on the ground. Oh my god. Well, Francis Ngannou was going for like 60 arm triangles that were never even close. So I think they cancel each other out. Also, Figgy clearly beat Moreno because damage wins fights. Okay. Either people got to learn how to score or got to rewatch. The truth is, Gane pointed Francis nearly the whole fight, literally in the close round. Guys. I don't think anything's clear cut here, other than the fact that Francis Ngannou beat him. Francis Ngannou took him down and absolutely ragdolled him. I think Francis Ngannou, the ground and pound that he landed on the ground was so brutal. It was Habib Nurmagomedov-esque. All right, I'm kidding. Obviously, I'm kidding. I'm just messing with you guys. I don't care. It's more of a for me thing. Gane got ragdolled those last 3 rounds, and Ganu out-wrestled him. Get to work on it, LOL. The UFC wanted Francis to win so they can extend his contract. No, they wanted him to lose so they had leverage over him because they automatically extend his contract anyway. Oh, yeah, I know you're saying that anyway. But otherwise, they have exclusive negotiating rights. So he wouldn't go to boxing. Keep the questions coming. Keep the questions coming. I'm catching up on them right now. If I can catch up on them. Now I'm lost. Damn it. There's a lot of messages in here, guys. Whew. There's a lot of messages going on here. Holy shit. Holy shit. How am I going to catch up to all these? Okay, guys, I got to go rapid fire. I might have to skip some. If you really want your message read, there's always the super chat option. Because there's a lot of messages, guys. I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch up on all these. Let me just skip through. GC and Rogan were trash. They're getting worse every fight card, I swear. I'm sorry, but Gane did nothing that impressed me. Makes me believe that he will be champ one day. Laying on your back does not win you around. Oh my god. There was in the middle of the stream, I thought of a hilarious joke. I was gonna say, laying on your back does not win you rounds. If so, your mother would have won every round of her life. But that's aimed at nobody specifically. But I thought of that mid chat when I was saying that earlier. Ciryl had 2 sub attempts and wouldn't mind being a 5th, being 10-10. Stop it. He couldn't get up. He was controlled. Gane did have good teep kicks to the body. The 5th being a 10-10. Okay. Guys, I'm just powering through this. Submissions attempts were 2% successful. They weren't successful. They were 0% successful. Questioning Gane's fight IQ. Every time he threw a kick, nice combo. Senseless spinning kick came out of nowhere. Did good popping the jab. Kimura's everything. Herb Dean almost stood them up in round 5. Dude, guys, the 5th round was awful. But Francis Ngannou won. And either way, if you want to say the 5th round's a draw, then the fight's a draw. Jones will jump in between. Thank you for becoming a member, Young Cloaker. Greatly appreciate you. Staying on top counts as ground control. Factor to win. Exactly. Don't agree with you, but still like your videos. Appreciate you, man. We're here to have fun discussion. I like hearing. Like I don't want to live in a echo chamber where everyone just saying, "Oh yeah, Joey's right. Joey's always right." I want to tell you. I want you guys to tell me when you think I'm wrong. That's what makes this fun. I basically live in Discord if you ever want to talk. No damage, not even with 4 minutes. Okay. Figgy won clearly, and Ganu and Figgy won. Moreno lost. He fought scared. Dana hasn't showed up to the press conference. He's pissed. He's literally pissed. Yo, did Jerry Glover poll after this one? Okay, just because you became a new member, I'll do a Yuri Glover poll. Oh my goodness, this chat. I mean, I appreciate all the messages, guys. I appreciate all the messages. This is hard to catch up. Let me keep trying. Okay, I'll do a quick Yuri Glover poll. Who wins? Yeti Glover. I'm not even typing their full names because I just ain't got time for that. We're already now in 11 minutes in. You're never gonna hit the end of the chat. Ngannou and Figgy won. Shout out to the judges. I'm a Gane lover, but he lost that fight. 3-2 Figgy, clear in my mind. Who wins, Johnny Coke Bones Jones or Ciryl Gane? Ciryl Gane. I seen that meme. Johnny Coke Bones Jones. Francis losing his next fight either way if it's against Jones or Fury. Agreed. As someone who had $600 on Gane, you're trolling if you think he won more than 2 rounds. Shout out to FanDuel Fund It. You know what you're talking about. Should TJ fight Aldo or wait for the title shot? If I'm him, I'm waiting for the title shot. But as a fan, he should fight Aldo. And from a merit standpoint, he should fight Aldo. Gane shouldn't have won, but Royval clearly won. What? That's my opinion. I'm dead serious. I really thought Gane won because of the deep sub attempts and more damage. Hey, man, I'm it is what it is. We can agree to disagree on that one. I don't think the subs were anywhere near deep. If they were deep, then Francis Ngannou's arm triangles were deep. Francis was looking to set up did you guys see it when he was on his back? It looked like he was looking to set up a triangle. Rogan called it out too. I saw it though. Will Jiri beat Glover and Rakic beat Yan? Yes. And then they will fight each other and Rakic will beat Yuri. There you go. I broke it all down for you in 30 seconds. The feet, 4 minutes on control on the ground gives you the round. Exactly. Ground control is a factor. It was 3 minutes and he landed nothing. Will the UFC book Ngannou versus Stipe 3? Ngannou versus Jones is next. I gotta kind of peruse through these. What's your all-time favorite fight night main event? That's a tough one. I don't know. What's my favorite fight night main event? I really enjoyed Yuri Prochazka, Dominic Reyes, but I can't think of a lot of them off the top of my head. What's open scoring? It's where the judges let it known round by round. I don't know if I want that or not. Hopefully Till fights in the London card. Don't worry. It's a trash recording. What are we talking about here? Of course he's going to say he lost because his scorecard's been run out. Garbrandt versus Moraes. Winner gets cut from the UFC. He's a good guy. What's your prediction? Who will win the main event in the card of International Fight Week, UFC Fight Week? International Fight Week is not UFC 274. It's UFC 276. But if you're talking about the July fight card, it will be Francis Ngannou versus Jon Jones. All right, I'm going to skip through here a little bit. Ciryl Gane has great bottom game. It's just that Francis took TJ's spot as the EPO Emperor. Stop it. Who should Shevchenko fight next? What's her name? Let me find her real quick. Santos. Talia Santos should be next. Thank you, FanDuel Fund It, for becoming a member. Appreciate you, my friend. Appreciate you. Bunch of benefits. If you need a Discord link, just let me know. Comment on one of the community only, members only. And also you got at least 4 hours of live streams you can watch from the past. Let's see. I'm probably gonna rewatch Shevchenko fight next. Do you honestly think control beats pointing and getting a takedown and pulling up two submissions, especially a guy that did no damage? I mean, the submissions were not close. I mean, Ngannou went for a couple submissions that weren't close. He didn't land that much on the feet. It's not late. It's 6:24 p.m. I saw a clear Gane. It's 2:33 a.m. where I'm at. Sandhagen versus Font next. I like it. I think so. Truth stretching hours. Taia Santos is next for Valentina. Agreed. Let's see. Let's see. Whew. Let's see. Okay, guys. This is crazy. This chat, I'm finally at the bottom. I am finally at the bottom of the chat. So, guys, if you want to answer any more questions answered, I will stay for an hour and a half. I'll stay for an hour and a half. That's 15 more minutes. We can talk about whatever. I don't care. I'm just here for you guys. Let me take a drink because my throat's starting to hurt. I'm talking too much. Let's see. Never seen the chat busting this hard. We got a great community going on here. A great community going on here. Ngannou fights Jon Jones. Ciryl Gane fights Stipe. Ngannou fights the winner and the winner of Tuivasa Lewis afterwards. Okay, the Ortega Volk submissions were deep, not the Gane subs. Thank you for that comparison, French fries. Joey, just take me to the next UFC card already. What is the next UFC card? UFC fight cards. Let's take a look real quick. The next fight card is not till the 5th. The 5th, Hermanson Strickland. By the way, guys, I'll fill you in. Monday is my birthday. So make sure you comment on my video on Monday. Tell me happy birthday. I just realized it's so tomorrow, technically, because it's 23rd where I'm at. Tomorrow's my birthday. Want to talk about 271 now? Adesanya versus Whitaker is going to be a lot of fun. I look forward to see what kind of adjustments that Robert Whitaker makes. Joey, what state and city are you in? You want my social security number too? Baltimore, Maryland. I don't care. I'll tell you. I want Robert to win too. I'm not necessarily pulling for anybody, but it'd be fun to see Robert win and get a trilogy. They should do Chukagian versus Santos next for the next title shot. The UFC may not even re-sign her. Who should Chris Daukaus fight next? Okay, that's the real dying question right there. Marcin Tybura. What's next for Wonder Boy? You guys. What's next for Wonder Boy? I don't know, man. He loses to everyone below him. You know, he's Wonder Boy. Probably losing to Neil Magny, but Neil Magny has a fight. He's definitely losing to Sean Brady. He's losing to Michael Chiesa. He's losing to Hamzat Chimaev. He already fought Jeff Neal. He can fight Li Jingliang and maybe get a win. It's not a robbery in opinion, but I think Gane won a close fight, but fight was so bad I don't care anymore. That's the way I see it. Us as fans lost because the fight was awful. Jones versus Otis at P2 at heavyweight. Stop it. Brady should fight Bilal instead of that weak call out of Wonderboy. That was a terrible call out. Wonderboy versus Santiago, maybe. That makes sense. Bro, Sean is a... yeah. Tell old you turning, Uncle Joey. Okay. 29. You want my social? You want my social and my credit card number now, too? So random that Izzy versus Whitaker is in Houston. I mean, I guess so. I don't know. I never really thought about it too much. Sean O'Malley's underrated. Robert 49-46 because of the wrestling. What's next for Wonderboy retirement? 50-50 on Yuri Glover. Yuri is slopping. Glover gets hit a lot, at least early. Agreed. Also, I'm worried about Yuri's grappling, and Glover can take him down. Whew. God, this is a hell of a post fight here. We had a lot to talk about. I can't believe. I never imagined in a million years when I got on this post fight there was controversy between Francis Ngannou and Francis Ngannou and Ciryl Gane. Dude, I'm dying at flu season's message here. Imagine the thing Tyson Fury would do to Francis. I don't like the way that sounds. But I get what you're saying. I'm 100% rooting for Yuri. Dude is a super fun to watch. Do you think that knee was illegal that Ngannou landed? It looked flush to the head, but everyone told me it landed to the chest. So the knee landed to the chest, but a part of the thigh area is what moved the head of Gane. But I don't think it really hurt him per se. I think it was 100% legal. How was Pete Rodriguez in the UFC? Dude sucks. That was hilarious. When I'm up late, I just start laughing at everything. Sean O'Malley versus Habib prediction. If Sean O'Malley took on Habib Nurmagomedov, I think Habib would chop his leg so badly that he would fall to the ground and not really be injured, but he'd probably get flash KO'd with mauling ground and pound by Habib, and then he'd be stretchered out of the cage, claim he was undefeated, have no serious injury, and then all his fans would claim he slipped on a banana peel. That's my prediction. Houston, I gotta dip. See you next stream Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm gonna dip here soon in a minute. Houston, the place where the robberies happen. Jack Della Maddalena, future contender. It looks so, but it's hard to tell at this point. Dana White and is Dana Pink right now. Joey, we were talking about your non-existent Baltimore accent the other day. I'm from Chicago, and you don't have one to me, but I've been told that I have one, which is nuts. She was from Louisiana. That's crazy. MMA Joey called the winner of the Ganu fight right. I need to start making bets on MMA Joey's fights prediction. He is usually right. I guess so, but I got the Moreno fight wrong, so Dana, what do you mean I have to pay Francis now? Is Volk the greatest featherweight if he beats TKZ and then Max again? Yes. Fact checkers lane, my dude is a beast at picks. Yeah, a lot of and what's crazy is, and I'm not sitting here trying to say you can know a lot about MMA and get stuff wrong. But what was I don't even remember what I was getting at. You can know a lot about MMA and get stuff wrong. But in this pick, I've really, really dug in deep into this fight, and I thought that Francis Ngannou was going to win. And even though I didn't have the exact method right or how the fight went down right, there was a lot of things that I said in the pre-fight prediction that really held true within this fight. The fact that Francis Ngannou, people don't realize how much better he's gotten because he doesn't get a chance to show it because he's knocking guys dead in 30 seconds. The fact that Francis Ngannou is more well-rounded than people want to give him credit for. The fact that Ciryl Gane, while he's been very impressive, just because you're seeing a heavyweight do that, we don't need to jump on the train. And I feel like what happens is, and I know maybe it sounds like I'm doing it tonight with the Brandon Moreno thing. I'm just giving you my honest opinion. I don't care if I picked him or not. If I picked Figueiredo, I'd still be saying the same thing. I thought Brandon Moreno won tonight, and it's not because I picked him that I thought he was going to. I thought that all of a sudden it makes me biased, and I think he won because I picked him to win. But I did call the Francis Ngannou win. Maybe I didn't call it exactly how it happened, but still a very good pick nonetheless. And thank you for respecting it, Checkers Lane. I greatly appreciate it. You never know. I might have a shitty record this year. I don't know. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, French fries, man. I appreciate it. Whereas Dana, bro, you missed my message earlier. I said Dana didn't land on a banana peel, and neither did Ganu. Ngannou took him down and controlled him. Exactly. I think that's going to be the slogan for the channel for a while. We're going to talk about every time people are making excuses for fighters, we're going to say they didn't slip on a banana peel. Is Oliveira fighting Justin in Brazil? I hope so. Can Leon beat Usman? Yes. But it is not confirmed. Yes. Who will be the next long reigning light heavyweight champion? Maybe Alexander Rakic. I'd like to say that I swayed you to pick Francis. I don't know. I can't say that that's true. I don't think anybody really sways me, but I am open to arguments per se. Like if you say, "Oh, well, what about this?" It might open my eyes to something, but I don't know. Do you think AJ McKee could compete with Volk or Max? Yes, but that doesn't mean I would pick him. Ngannou fought like he was stuck in the mud after round one. I thought he was nearly out of gas. Neither guy's cardio looked particularly good. I mean, even Ciryl Gane's cardio didn't look good, but I agree with you. Ngannou looked terrible, but also he was maintaining his energy. He didn't want to make all these crazy movements and waste his energy because he knew he was realistic about his gas tank. Is it realistic where are Usman retiring if he beats Edwards? He was talked about retirement. Seems like a guy that would want to retire on top. Plus, I think he knows Hamzat is a big threat. Yes, I think it's very possible. Francis winning is bad for the sport and for the fans, in my opinion. I disagree. I don't think Stipe is fighting for anything besides the belt at this point in his career. Well, that's his problem. I think he should. Who should Merab fight next? Marab. I have a video on this, but I don't remember who I said. Uh, Maybe Marlon Vera. I'd like to see that. I think he'd do it. How is still Sam Alvey still in the UFC? No idea. Well, we talked in Discord about it, but it wasn't just me. Yeah. Either way, feel free to take credit for it. All right, we are 50-50 on the Yuri Prohaska versus Glover poll. Somebody break the 50-50 tie, and then I'm getting out of here. I'm exhausted. It's almost 3 a.m. If you guys haven't already, make sure to like the stream. If you want to, go become a member of the channel so you can join our members-only Discord. We were messaging live all night about UFC 270. A lot of you guys know who I thought won before I even came on the live stream. It's $3 a month. If you want to join, the link is in the description. We're trying to add as many members as possible and build up the Discord and have a good time. So support the channel. Once you join, even if you end up canceling one day, you'll always be a part of the Discord. So someone go break the tie. Are you taking the over or under Hamzat being champ at the end? I'm not sure what over under means. I'm not a betting man, but I think Hamzat is the champion at the end of 2022. If you had to pick someone to fight in the UFC, who would you choose? Damian Maia. I'd try to outstrike him. I think Dana has a fetish of seeing Sam Alvey getting smashed. That's why he's not cutting him. Bro, that's hilarious. That's a nice little theory right there. Francis got to get Usman out of his corner. Those bad knees are contagious. Bro, what if Dana really just hates Sam Alvey and he's just going to keep him? Like, he's going to be on like a 14-fight losing streak, just getting brutally KO'd every fight. Dana has a Sam Alvey getting smashed fetish, and that's why he's not cutting him. All right, looks like nobody's going to break the tie. So 50-50 on Yuri Glover. I think that accurately represents the fight. I'm going to go ahead and end that poll. And with that, I am ending this live stream. I want to thank every single one of you for joining me. I want to thank FanDuel Funded for becoming a member, and Young Cloaker, thank you for becoming a member. If you're watching the replay, don't forget to like the stream as well. I greatly appreciate every single one of you yet again. I'll be having plenty of content coming out in the next couple days about UFC 270, so keep an eye out for that. Hopefully I'm not dead tomorrow because I'm going to be so exhausted. Thank you guys for watching me live. I appreciate you guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. Brandon Moreno and Francis Ngannou won. There's no doubt about it. Have a good one.